The President has been clear that every day, in every way, our administration will work on behalf of the American people. And this has been true as we delivered historic relief through the American Rescue Plan to families and small businesses, as we continue the fight to pass legislation to protect and strengthen the sacred right to vote, and as we continue the work to strengthen our nation's care economy. And this is true today, because today we move one step closer to making a once-in-a-generation investment in our nation's infrastructure. Today, Democrats, independents, and Republicans in the United States Senate passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. So let me describe just a little bit about why this bill is so important. It is an investment in the roads and bridges we drive on every day to get our kids to school. It is an investment in the public transit we rely on to get to work. It will mean people in our nation won't have to drink water from lead pipes or go to a fast food parking lot to get high-speed internet. This bill will also establish a national network of electric vehicle chargers that the President has been fighting for a long time, and build toward a national fleet of electric school buses. And the way I see it, an investment in infrastructure, it provides people with what they need to get where they need to go. This bill that passed the Senate today gives people what they need to get where they need to go. And it will do that while also creating millions of good union jobs for our nation's workers. It will do that while also helping our nation's businesses compete worldwide. And so just so we are clear, we are not going to raise middle-class taxes to pay for it, because that's what the President promised, and that is what we must deliver.
They said they're willing to work in a bipartisan manner, and I want to thank them for keeping their word. That's just what they did. After years and years of Infrastructure Week, we're on the cusp of an infrastructure decade that I truly believe will transform America. As you all know, just a short while ago, the United States Senate passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the very legislation I ran on when I announced my candidacy for the nomination for president. A historic investment in the nation's roads and highways, bridges and transit, and our drinking water systems and broadband, clean energy, environmental cleanup, and making infrastructure more resilient, and the climate crisis much more in our minds is how do we deal with it. You know, we're poised once again, and I mean this in a literal sense, to make the same kind of historic investments that have so often made it possible for America to build the future and allow us to outcompete the rest of the world. From building the Erie Canal in the early 1800s, a bipartisan effort, to Transcontinental Railroad, to construction that was constructed during the Civil War, to Dwight Eisenhower's interstate highway system in 1950s. The investments that literally connected our entire nation and fundamentally changed the pattern of life in America. To the public investments that took us to the moon and the discovery of life-saving medicines and vaccines and gave us the internet. America's often had the greatest prosperity and made the most progress when we invest in America itself. And that's what this infrastructure bill does. With overwhelming support from the United States Senate, 69 votes in the Senate, a vote margin bigger than when the interstate highway system passed in the Senate in 1956. It makes key investments that will, one, create millions of good union jobs all across the country, in cities, small towns, rural and tribal communities. America, this is how we truly build back better. This bill is going to put people to work modernizing our roads and our highways and our bridges so commuters and truckers don't lose time in traffic, saving billions of dollars nationally. Today, up to 10 million homes in America and more than 400,000 schools and child care centers have pipes with lead in them, including for drinking water. This is a clear and present danger to the health of America, particularly to our children's health. This bill is going to put plumbers and pipe fitters to work, replacing all the nation's lead pipes so every child, every American, can turn on a faucet at home or in school and know they're drinking clean water. During remote learning during the pandemic last year, we saw too many families forced to literally sit in their vehicles in a fast food parking lot so their children could get on the internet they couldn't afford and didn't have access to at home. This bill provides upgrades to our power grid so that more secure and resilient and cleaner energy can be transferred across those wires. Down in New Orleans, I met with the incredible women and men who are in charge of the water system, some of it running on technology that is literally 100 years old. This bill is going to provide opportunities to upgrade their system. It also allows American workers to strengthen our natural infrastructure, like our levees. These are at risk of catastrophic collapse in the face of extreme weather like superstorms, wildfires, droughts, hurricanes, and heat waves. Last week, I stood, and many of you were with me, on the south lawn of the White House with the United Auto Workers and with leaders from the big three automobile companies in America, surrounded by iconic American vehicles that will all be electric and made right here in America in not too distant future. This bill is also going to put IBEW workers, electrical workers, to work installing a truly national network of electric vehicle charging stations that will transform the way we travel and move commerce. And by the way, around those charging stations, you'll see, just like around we put in gas stations on interstate highways, you'll see other industries build up. We have the benefit of significantly reducing pollution from vehicles on our roads. Look, this bill, I believe, will make the most important investment in public transit in American history.